Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan and I'm with Skyline Acres. If you haven't been here before, we are a small homestead located in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, and we do anything from raising a little bit of livestock, couple cows, horse, goats, making some hay, doing some mechanic stuff, working on equipment, all of that. And today I'm out here in our hay field, one of our hay fields, okay? And I've got something today that I think might be of interest to some of you guys. One of the problems that I know myself and probably a lot of people struggle with is Johnsongrass in your hay field. And for several years, I have tried to, we never really had an infestation, but I've tried to control it. Last year, I found this thing I'm going to show you today, and so let me show you what we got. Let me show you what the problem is. Here's our field, and we got little patches of Johnsongrass, okay? You can probably see some over there, another one down there. Got some up there. So the problem is Johnsongrass is a grass. So any other weed, a lot of other weeds are broadleaf weeds, and we can control those with a broadleaf spray, which we do put down. But any grasses like Johnsongrass, foxtail, that kind of stuff is really hard to control because it's a grass, and broadleaf weed killers will not kill it, and things like Roundup and stuff will kill your hay along with the Johnsongrass. The solution that I have today is sort of neat because you can adapt it to whatever size field you have. This particular field happens to be 8 acres. If I had any bigger infestation than I have now, I wouldn't use what I'm going to show you. I would use the same concept, but on a bigger scale. All right, guys. So right here, I've got the 4-wheeler out, and this is what I wanted to show you. Okay, this is a handheld Wick applicator made by Greenleaf, and it's made in the United States. They got all different kind of stuff. Check them out. They have a really neat one that mounts on your loader bucket with a little clamp system and stuff. That's kind of neat because you can adjust the height with your loader. But anyways, guys, what are we looking at? Like I say, a lot of you guys have probably used one of these before, but basically this is a PVC pipe, and it has a wick right here, okay? And I don't really know what kind of fitting this is, but I guess it's kind of like a compression fitting with a rubber piece in there. So what you do is you take the cap off this PVC, dump your non-selective herbicide down in there, and then I can go walk along the field in there, and I can just wick the Johnsongrass with some glyphosate and kill it. One of the things, if you're using this, guys, you got to have your weeds have to be taller than like your hay or pasture or whatever. So that's kind of one thing, which Johnsongrass always is taller. But yeah, so I think it's pretty neat. I didn't grow up with Wick applicators at all. So I don't really have any experience with any versions of them. But they do make, like I say, they make, anything to fit any size field. I've seen, they have some that go on the front of 4-wheelers here, might be, I don't know, 8 feet in diameter, or 8 feet long. I've seen them go on the tractor buckets. I've seen them go on 3-point hitches, probably 50 feet long. So you can adapt the concept to any size field, which is super cool. But for me, This is an 8-acre field right here, and for no more Johnson grass than I actually have, what I basically do is just ride the four-wheeler around and just hit the little patches of Johnson grass. And I have noticed last year was my first year using this, and I've only used this once, guys, but last year was my first year using this, and I've noticed less Johnson grass this year, so it must have done good. And like I say, there's not really a whole lot of ways to get rid of Johnson grass. So this is one that I have found. So this product, guys, I'll put a link in the description to Amazon, and it'll be an affiliate link if I put it in there, which means the channel does get a little kickback from it, a very small kickback, but it does help the channel out. But I think this thing is, and you can buy it straight from Greenleaf too, and there's I think like Rural King and different ones sell it, but basically I think it's about $29.99, give or take, and it might seem kind of high because it's basically just 3/4 inch PVC. You got a cap there, but the problem is I didn't really know, maybe you guys just know, but I didn't really know where to get this type of fitting so it doesn't leak around here and it just goes into the wick. And even if I did know where to get the fitting, PVC is super expensive nowadays, and who knows how much these fittings are and a little piece of the wick and stuff, and by the time you do all that, you're probably looking at $30 anyways. So that's what I ended up doing. So the way it works, like I say, you pour the herbicide in here, and it takes 8 to 12 ounces, I think, is what I usually, what it says to use. 8 to 12 ounces of solution. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix that up, and basically I'm just gonna ride around with the four-wheeler and hit some of the different patches of Johnson grass. We'll catch y'all here in a minute. All right, guys, so I've got the wick all filled up with 12 ounces of solution, so let's ride down to our first couple of patches there and put her to use. Alright, so I'll cut the four-wheeler off for this one because it's the first one, but basically you just take your wick and you just run over your Johnson grass like so, and it will get on there. And I tell you, it doesn't take much of that glyphosate to really knock them out. So anyways, this is how you use it. And guys, you know, this is kind of one of the examples of sometimes the best solution to a problem is not the most expensive one. Get it all up on the leaves there. Oh, and the other thing too, guys, it's windy today, and you know, this doesn't matter with the wind. We used to have quite a bit of Johnson grass down here, guys, all down through there. Practically eliminated it with this here. So right here, guys, this used to be one of my worst spots of Johnson grass. I think there was a building here at one time, years ago. And if you can kind of tell, the Johnson grass went way over here, kind of came over here. You can see where it kind of was there and different things. And I've got it down, just by using this last year, I've got it down to just this little bit of Johnson grass here. So it definitely seems to be helping knock it out. So it's now late in the evening. I don't even know what time it is. Let me look. 8:24. This is a work night. I'm down here in a little campground area. Hopefully you saw that doe over there I jumped. But anyways, guys, so it's been probably an hour and a half to 2 hours since I started doing the weed wick on that Johnsongrass, and it worked great. Like I said, this is the second time I've used it, so it worked great. The field I just did was 8 acres, and if I had to guess, just, I mean, you know, very rough estimate, there was 50 patches of Johnsongrass, and I still have solution in there, and it holds 12 ounces. So if that gives you an idea for something that you'd want to do, there you go. But yeah, it did great. I also have I clipped a bunch of seed heads while I was out there. So I don't know if that does any good, but I can tell you this. There was a lot less Johnsongrass out there this year than last year. And last year was when I started using this hand applicator. So, and I clipped seed heads last year too. So between the hand wick and clipping seed heads and everything, I'm hoping it just dwindles out, you know, over the years. So we'll see. I know that Johnsongrass is some tough stuff to get rid of. So on that note, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we did some good on that Johnsongrass. I'll try to post an update video in 3 weeks or so when we can really see what's going on with it. And with that said, guys, if you guys like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button on this video. And until then, we will see you again next time. Y'all have a great night.